Good morning and welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you my stretching routine that I will continue posting over the next several weeks or as long as I possibly can. The reason behind this is because I want to be tracking my own progress, and you also get to see what I do, what I'm working on consistently, and in time what it's actually going to accrue to, i.e., how I change with my flexibility, my strength, what my body will look like eventually compared to now, my flexibility, my balance, all of the really cool things that are going to improve with time. You will basically get to see live with the videos that I share. And so do I. So we both have something with it. And well, a lot of times people say, I don't know how to stretch. I don't know what to stretch. I don't know. Once you get to the mat, you're basically clueless. And that was something I dealt with for a while. So I found an app that I'm actually very happy with. I basically get to follow certain exercises. It times it for me and lets me know when I get to switch sides, switch exercises, and so on. The cool thing is, I also get to basically create my own routines. There are a ton of different exercises to choose from. And I basically created my own routine, which I called 15-Minute Fit. And that's the one I'm going to be sharing with you now. So, let's get going. All right, ragdoll is the first one. It's just hanging. I really like this because it allows you to stretch your back and also stretch the back part of your legs. That's where I notice it a lot. The cool thing is you can also add in some movement, get deeper, come up and allow your spine to get some movement, especially in the morning. Super important.
Up next, arm circles.
Okay, that's new. So, all right, a bit too quick. I guess the app had an update and now tells me what we're doing. We're doing arm circles. About halfway, it's going to let me know when I get to switch the direction. This is really cool, and this is something I like to do with my chorus members at work because it allows you to get a lot of blood flowing in the shoulder and neck area. And the cool thing is, it allowed me personally to improve my mobility in my shoulder. I, at the beginning of work, had this problem where I could get to like here and then it'd just stick and it'd be hard. But now, with the focus on creating actual circles with your hands, that then simply forces you.
Up next, side bend.
I need to get used to her speaking to me. Whew. Hold on. Too loud, maybe. Ugh. Okay, so up next is side bend. Looks like this. One hand on the shoulder, other hand up. And just going at it. So this lets me know about 30 seconds in when to switch sides. I think you can just hold it, sure. That's one thing that allows you to stretch this abdominal muscle. But I prefer to add some movement in because you then get the strengthening component. You can definitely hold onto your hips. It allows a little bit more stability. Oh, and we're switching stability. Movement. Oh, yeah. Check it out. See, this is what happens when you, okay, if you don't see it, there's a muscle
Air squats.
coming out here. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's my abs. They are there. Great exercise. I highly recommend it. Okay, what's next? Air squats. See, squats are all fun and games until you have to add your arms like this. Just really get your shoulders, your elbows back so that you're kind of straight, and just start going at it. What I'm focusing on is, well, not to look, but I want to make sure that my knees aren't really
Next.
passing.
Squat stretch.
She talks way too quick. Anyways, the knees shouldn't really go over the toes, at least not in this type of squat that I'm going for. And I want to keep my back straight. Next is squat stretch. Like a kind of a frog pose, and you're using your elbows here to push the legs outwards and the hands here as a support aid. Pretty cool hip opener as well.
Up next, leg swings.
Can I? Aha! I can get rid of the voiceover. That was just bothering me. I get to do it now. My job. Up next, leg swings. Oh, stopped. Okay, let's keep going. And up. Boom. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're beginning. So I'll do it slightly at an angle. What I like to do is keep my toes flexed. That's what I call it when I keep, let's see if you can see it, the toes pointed upwards. It basically allows the muscles on the top of the leg and on the back of the leg, front, back, you know, to really get flexed. And it just has that extra flex power. You know. Yeah. Are we changing? We are. Next side. So I kind of like doing these as well, because when I lift my legs forwards, I definitely notice it back here. And when I lift back here, it's in the glutes and in the hamstrings where I notice it. Plus, because I'm on one leg and swinging the other, this is a really great balance exercise, which also includes core. Lateral leg swing, meaning side to the side. So here, they cross in front. I'm going to cross and then go straight back to meet the leg. So I have a bit of both. We are strengthening this outside muscle and moving your leg forwards trains the inside. It's like kicking a soccer ball. All right. Oh, hold up. Out to the side and then in front and then back to meet your legs. That's how I choose to do it. Yeah, and as you can see, it's a great exercise for balance. I'm super curious, or really excited to see how that improves with time. All right, lateral lunges, meaning side lunges. Wide stance, feet facing forwards, and then just basically, my mat, sit down to one side. Make sure that your upper body is like within your legs. So it's like ankle, knee, oh wait, it should be moving. Getting caught up in talking. So like inside the legs, because I see in my courses a lot, there people try to go like outside, and it's just like the wrong kind of pressure on the knees. So just make sure you basically sit down, push your butt out to the side, lean forwards, and you get a really nice stretch on the inside. And it's also a great strengthening exercise. It's kind of fun. You can also pretend like, oh, can't catch me now, what you gonna do? If you want to have fun with it. You can go slow, you can hold it, you can dodge. All right. Oop. Got the lunge. I'm gonna do it at a slight angle. Okay. Toe down, this leg up, lunging. I'm not sure if you can see it because the pants kind of blends into the mat, but this is a really cool exercise, especially because I have the grandiose planned goal of doing the splits, hopefully sooner than later. I think it's really cool. I think it looks awesome, and it's just gonna be super sweet to do. Just gonna take a bit of time and repetition. And so here we are. I mean, it's looking pretty nice, right? I think so. A lot of yogis seem to be able to do this like without moving. Like this. Like, oh, right, it's in the picture as well. Do it like this. This is fun. Oh, and the cool thing is when you make your own exercises in this app, you can also choose how long you do it. So if you have one that you want to do a little bit longer than the others, you can also change that on your own. So going into my split practice, this is the reverse lunge. This one's, I want to say it's less than fun. You really notice it in the back of your leg. But since I have the lofty goal of splits, this is absolutely necessary. So, gonna get through it. Yeah. Oh. And like, remember, when you're doing this at home, it doesn't have to look nice at all. Just try to get the form right. Transition moves, like you see with me, they're not super smooth. I mean, this is the second time I'm making this video, and the first time in this kind of context. We'll see how it changes with the next couple of weeks. I'm a strong believer in progress, so watch me. Okay, this one's fun. This one's called lizard pose. It's basically a super deep lunge, kind of like at a 45 degrees. You just get deeper. I like to do this, let's see if I can get a bit backwards. So I like to do it this way, but also lean a little bit more outwards. That allows me the outside glute muscles to be a little bit more targeted. And I also like to switch it inwards, my leg, my knee, and that then hits this hip region on the lower leg. And I just like to move in between the two. All right, switching sides, getting into it. Making that switch. Up next is the frog pose. It looks a lot like a frog. Who knew? You get your knees really wide. I prefer having my feet closer together. It just makes it a little bit nicer. And then you can lean yourself on your elbows. You can also move your legs, your feet outwards, behind, or parallel to the knee. Both are fine. Just try them out both. And you can sit into it a bit deeper. Switch between the two. Something that's a little bit less than comfortable is when you like move your upper body forwards. Yes, start noticing it in the lower back. And also a bit more in the hips in the front. But I am a big believer in using all of the range of motion your body is allowed to do, or basically able to do. Just switching between certain movements and sticking to those set movements kind of just keeps you rigid. But moving and allowing your body to move as it naturally does, or basically being curious and trying all the cool things that your body can do,
Well, it allows for exploration and it really allows you to get in tune with your body. We are doing cat and cow now. That means you do a really nice stretch upwards, move a little bit sideways. We have this bend in the back, and then we do the other side, cat. If you've seen a scary or fighting cat, they do this. What I like to do is also make sure that I try to get the lower back, so I lean back a little bit. That's really cool. You definitely notice that. And I've added this exercise into my routine twice because I also like to use the time option to just allow my spine this kind of movement. You're basically just doing a twist and then in the other direction as well. Next is the leaning figure 4. This one's pretty cool, especially if you have sciatica problems. Just put your ankle on the knee and then scoot this leg towards yourself or get closer to it. You notice the stretch right here. Hard not to notice for sure, but it's kind of cool. I prefer this over pigeon pose because I think this is easier on my knees. All right, switching sides. Oh, right, it's easier if you like hover, put your leg on the knee and then sit down. That's how I prefer to do it. It's easier, don't need to repeat. Feels good to move. I mean, try in the beginning it's kind of like, what am I doing? This is weird, and why is this so fast? It's because I'm talking and I don't notice how quickly it's going. But I mean, just like anything, you'll get used to it and it's actually really fun. It's so fun to move. Okay, what do we have next? Double knee spinal twist. All right. This one's really great for your spine because it allows you a rotation. Oh, yeah. And for many people, this is a point where you start feeling like things pop, like snap, crack, pop. You're like, oh shit, is my back still fine? Yeah, most likely you are fine, but just try it out, it's cool. Also really great for your abs. Try to keep your shoulders and elbows on the ground. Oh, switch sides? I guess. Apparently in this exercise, you could either keep it to the side. I prefer to move because it's also the ab exercise, and I just prefer dynamic exercises. Fit babe in the making. All right, spinal twist. This one's cool. One leg straight, the other one up, and then over to the side. Knee towards the ground. Hold up, gotta keep my foot out of the way. And the arms on the ground. You can do this in certain levels where you choose to have your leg, and then you notice it in different parts of your lower back. Try it out. And also in your glute muscles, like the butt. Depending on where you want to stretch. You can hold it, you don't need to. And that's the timer to switch sides. I'm excited for spring. Oh, it's really great. I notice it in my upper back, well, towards the rib cage. Whoo! All right, sweet. So we're done, and this is nice. It kind of like Snapchat or Duolingo has a streak system where if you're into it, you can get kind of competitive with yourself and say, I'm gonna do this like a week every single day, or just hardcore every single day. basically track your progress with it if you choose to, or, you know, do your own thing. So long as you get moving, so long as you try things out, so long as you really start getting into your own body, being curious about what all the things you can do, you're going to see progress, and it's going to come quicker than you expect. It's so much fun realizing what you're capable of, and all it takes is a couple of weeks and you feel like a whole new person. You know, life is just so much more exciting when you can walk through it looser, you feel good in your body, like actually feel like you're home in your body, you can move better, you feel comfortable. And it's cool to recognize your own strengths. It's cool to gain balance. It's cool to get stronger. It's cool to do really good things for yourself. And that's just passion that I've developed on my journey of getting closer to myself and doing good things for me. And so I highly recommend moving or putting movement into your routine, into your life, making it part of your life. It's freeing, it's exciting, and especially if you can start now and just take it, have it accompany you your entire life, movement and just curiosity for what your body is capable of, you're going to feel a lot more fulfilled. You're going to feel a lot freer, and you're going to feel a lot better. I have come in contact with a lot of people who haven't moved really in like 40 years, who had back-breaking work for 25 years. They just didn't focus on doing the right movements, didn't know what movements actually help protect your body, and they wreck themselves. Then they get booted by the job, and what do they have? They kind of have a broken life. And for many, it can be really, really tough if you recognize all of the things that you lose with time in a physical sense because you didn't take care of yourself early on. And I see this so often. I see it far too often, which is why I consider it so important to share the message of take the moment of now and get closer to you and find joy and love in movement. It's so much fun. It truly is just getting up and moving and doing something for yourself is freeing, and it allows you to do so much more. All of the things you couldn't do before. If you've just started out, this may sound like hoodoo and whatnot and what's she talking about, but it's freeing. It's really freeing to be able to move freely. And if you see some things that other people are able to do and you aren't able to do it, let that be. That'd be fine. Just start where you are, start with what you can, and then be curious at your own progression. Watch your own evolution and be excited. I love to move, and that for good reason. I hope you can find joy in movement as well.